What's going on, YouTube? This is the guy in the camo hat. And today, thought we would talk about whatever it is that's going on in Connecticut right now. I'm quite honestly still a little confused myself. So there I was, scrolling my Facebook newsfeed, when I came across a image that was shared by one of my buddies. Hold on, let me see if I can find it real quick. This should only take like 3 seconds. Told you. Okay, so I proudly stand with the Connecticut gun owners defying registration. Like and share by capitalisminstitute.org. So I was a little curious about that. So I googled Connecticut gun registration and like just to kind of figure out what the story was behind it. And there really was no unbiased media on this at all. I mean, not even major media. I've got stuff like there's the New American. Their motto is that freedom shall not perish, so that's obviously going to be pretty biased. Not that I have a problem with them standing up for all that shit. Let's see. I found one from USA Today, but it was just the article is called "Americans Rising Up Against the Government," and they talk about like 5 different things and just mention what's going on. CNN briefly mentions it. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines on it. Actually, they have more lines written about how Illinois is employing drones. They have more lines about that than they do about this Connecticut gun registration thing. Then the biggest media thing that I saw was the Huffington Post, but that is not reliable at all. Let's see, what else did I find? U.S. Finance Post seemed like the most unbiased news site or whatever you want to call it that I found, but I mean, I've never heard of them. But apparently this is what's going on. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because my friend shared this on his Facebook page, and I figured there would be at least a couple of you that would run into the same image or an image kind of like that from your other friends. And I just thought I would educate you a little bit for like before you hit the share button, so you know at least what's going on. So apparently after the Sandy Hook shooting, was that last year? I think it was last year in the spring that the Sandy Hook thing went on. Anyway, Connecticut passed a new law requiring all owners of what would you call them? I don't remember how they worded it. Assault weapons. I mean, technically all weapons are assault weapons if you think about it. But you know what I mean. AR-15, M4, that kind of stuff. High fire velocity. If you modify it, which is very easy to do. But those type of weapons, and then they had to register by the end of the year, along with high capacity magazines. So like the 30-round magazines instead of the 10-round magazines or whatever else you can buy. I don't know really what you can get, as I do not own any firearms myself yet. But I have to. I'm getting my FOID card. I'm in the process of getting it, but I have to wait for. I'm waiting till I commission and the money starts rolling in, really, before I start buying all my toys. And but the way that I understood it, okay, so here's the thing. So they passed a law. Maybe they passed a law in like the summer or like early fall, and they had the gun owners in Connecticut had from that time all the way up to December 31st, I believe, to register their weapons. And there are still a shit ton of people who haven't registered, and now they're getting letters in the mail from the government saying you can either turn your weapon in, or these are people that went to register after the deadline. They got letters from the government saying you can either turn your weapon in, you can demilitarize it, or make it unserviceable or whatever, or move it out of the state. Those are the three options from what I've been reading, how I understand it. And now people are really getting into a big huff puff fit thing. Mad that they're getting their guns taken away. But I mean, like I said earlier, I don't own any firearms yet. But the way that I understand it, or I understood it at least, was that you had to have your weapon registered, unless, I mean, if you're out in the middle of fucking nowhere, and you've got your, rifle or your AR-15 or whatever, and you live out in the middle of bumfuck USA, like a lot of people do, the government, I mean, no one's really gonna care if your weapon's registered, but I mean, I thought, at least in Illinois, that you had to have your weapon registered. I didn't know that there was an option of not having it registered. But, I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't register it, because if your weapon got stolen, then it's used in a crime, and it gets traced back to you, and your weapon's unregistered, and you go in, and I don't know, it would just, like, I thought that was just something that you did with weapons. Like, I know you never sell a gun, never ever sell a gun, and I thought, like, you always registered it. Like, you always hear about them gangster rappers and stuff like that getting busted and thrown in jail for having an unregistered weapon on their person. I think that's what happened to Lil Wayne. Either that or drugs. I don't remember if he had drugs or guns or both, or I don't know. I don't like the guy, but I think that's what happened to him. And I don't know. I don't see any problem with registering your weapon. And the fact that they had such a long time to do it, I don't see why they wouldn't just, pay the $100 or whatever it is to get your weapon registered. I don't know how much it costs, but I don't see why they didn't do it. And no, there's this whole shit show going on in Connecticut. So, I mean, I don't know. Where do you stand on this? Because I really don't know which way I stand. I mean, it's not like the state of Connecticut was like, you're no longer allowed to have assault weapons. It was, if you have an assault weapon or a high capacity magazine, you have like 6 months to register it before, and it will still be legal and you can still have it. So I don't know why you wouldn't register your weapon. Like, honestly, I don't know. But I'm just kind of, I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. I'm just kind of shocked that there haven't been any real major news websites that have been reporting this or whatever. Maybe it hasn't really broken out too much yet, and it's just on like all like the NRA type websites and stuff like that yet. Even Fox News didn't have anything on this. And if any major news site was going to have this, it would be Fox News. So I don't know, the way that I imagined it when I read the Facebook post was that there were people protesting in the streets, and the National Guard had been called in, and there were people sandbagging up their homes, and it was about to be Civil War II breaking out in Connecticut. But I don't know. I mean, nothing has happened yet, so who knows? On a completely different note, piercings. Let's talk about piercings real quick. Ladies, don't get your face pierced, like, for any reason whatsoever. Don't get your lip pierced, don't get your nose pierced, don't get your eyebrow pierced, don't get them weird cheek things, or the up in here, or wherever, and that just looks really weird. Stick with the ears. Same thing for guys. Guys, just don't get earrings. Just don't do it. It looks weird on guys. And especially don't get like nose rings and the face things and the lip things and the tongue things, because you just look fucking creepy. And now you see from all the gangbangers and stuff, and the rappers with their big, they'd get the earrings so they could show off all their bling. And now you see all the wannabe white boy rappers walking around campus and walking around the neighborhood and stuff with these giant ass earrings in, listening to the rap music. It's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Seriously, like, it's just not okay. Just don't do it. Ladies, stay away from the face. Leave your face alone. Guys, just don't get your ears pierced. Just don't do it. That's really all I got. Ooh, so this has been the guy in the camo hat, and I'll see you all later.